As you wish.
Yeah. Okay.
Hasn't updated on my end. That's not to say that we're not. But, hello. Hopefully we are live. And, if we are, yes we are, I see it. Starting off this series, we have, okay, we need to change the title of the stream here. We have, what is it, Alpha, the Omega,
and No Limit Kings.
No Limit Kings. Okay, and this is for their first game in Pearl Division. What branch of Pearl Division are they in, Gio?
I do not believe they have names. I think they are only numbered, and I believe it is number 3.
I recommend
Number 3, Pearl Division 3. Okay, so we've got Alpha, the Omega, and what was it? The Kings?
No Limit Kings.
No Limit Kings. Okay. Getting a Zillion band, pulling out the Zillion band. That's an interesting band.
Not,
before anybody,
part of the real band.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say before anybody says anything, the Aatrox band is a lost band. I assume all 3 are lost bands. However, due to
bands here, the Aatrox, the Teemo, and the Zillion were lost bands, just because of the delay that we had getting everything off the ground. But we are all here, and that is the important part.
And we start off right off the bat with the Shen lock-in for Buck Wild. Interesting pick to start off with, considering it's not overly contested. King Kazama responds with the Jarvan pick, excuse me, and they take the Wukong pick as well. What do you think about these 2 picks, Gio?
I think it's pretty interesting. It looks like they're going to try and go for a little bit of a wombo for their fights, but they also have some flexibility with their picks. I mean, Wukong can still sort of split, Jarvan can still sort of split, and of course, the other thing is you don't entirely know if it's going to be top lane Jarvan or top lane Wukong.
Yeah, I one thing that I'm actually not happy about with this combo is if Jarvan summons his baby cage and Wukong uses his dive to get into the baby cage and he ults, then he's stuck inside of it. Maybe they're looking to do that and just keep the enemy contained within the Cataclysm. I'm not sure, but to me that seems a little counterproductive and made even worse by the fact that Prochet, I'm gonna say it's Prochet.
Yeah, we'll go
Prochet. Locking in the Azir with the Emperor's Divide, being able to throw people out of that cage. Maokai and Shen, the Emperor's Divide, being frontliners here. Looks like Alpha just drafting a huge team fight comp right off the beginning. And the response from Kings is the Vayne pick, the Vayne AD carry pick. I'm not sure why they took Vayne here. What are your thoughts?
It does confuse me a little bit. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of the synergy with obviously Jarvan's ult, the Cataclysm, and Vayne's Condemn. I think it might be partly because if looking on the other side, you got a Shen, you got a Maokai. They both are pretty bulky, pretty tanky, and Vayne obviously very well known for her tank shredding abilities.
Yeah, I suppose I would agree with that in the simple fact that they've already drafted two heavy team fighting tanks with the simple fact that they've already drafted two heavy. So I can't help but think that maybe another tank shredder would have been more beneficial, even to feign something. Maybe take the support there, or I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Vayne. I would assume they're going to take the support pick here so that they can get the counter. I'm getting a lot of feedback from your mic.
Apologies there.
They take the LeBlanc, an interesting pick in the mid lane, electing to keep their support pick until last, thinking that they might be flexing the Jarvan, maybe? That's the only reason I can think they would take LeBlanc before they would take the support. The response to that LeBlanc, though, is Twitch Karma, a very, very heavy team fight / diving and gauge comp coming out of Alpha the Omega. What do you think the response will be here as far as the support pickup?
Ooh, I'm intrigued by this Leona pick. I was actually a little hesitant about that. I mean, the biggest thing that I'm looking at is the fact that Karma very well known for her heavy poke in lane, and going up against a Vayne, I mean, that is not fun. I'm sure you can speak
Yeah,
more to that as a bottom lane main player, support
yeah,
specifically, but
yeah. And I'll tell you what is the best karma in this tournament. I'll tell you that karma does extremely well against champions that are able to be poked down before they can engage. Champions like Nautilus, like Thresh, like Blitzcrank, and oh yeah, like Leona. I'm not sure why they took the pick here into that bot lane. I mean, maybe Princess Violet is a Leona. Not a one trick, but a Leona favored champ. Leona is her favored champion. I'm not sure, but it just seems like all in all, the draft. If I have to give a winner to the draft here, I have to give it over to Alpha the Omega. They just seem to have drafted a superior comp in almost every single lane. The only lane that I think that wins for Kings is the maybe the mid lane.
yeah, it's hard for me to like the No Limit Kings team comp, but at the same time, I mean, there are some big combos that they do have. I mean, you have Leona's ult, you have Wukong's ult, you have Jarvan's ult. It's just a matter of the carries not being able to fit into that as well. Whereas on the other side of the coin here, Maokai, he can team fight fairly well. Shen works alright, but there isn't exactly that, massive team fighting kit from their tank members, whereas the carries on Alpha the Omega are team fighting monsters, especially with the recent Azir changes for sure.
I would agree, and I mean this. If I have to put a timer on this game is Alpha looking to put this game into about the 40-minute mark, and this game is Kings looking to end the game by about the 30-minute mark. Now, obviously, Wukong scales very heavily with items, but other than that, the rest of their team, Vayne as well, but the rest of their team is very strong mid game, but isn't going to scale nearly as hard into the late game as everybody on the Alpha the Omega. The only champion that doesn't scale all that hard into the late game is Karma, but she's there to buffer the fact that Twitch has a pretty bad early game. Like I said, she's just there to buffer that and help him get through that so that they can get to the late game so they don't fall too far behind. Real quick, before we do get into game, we got a minute here. Just want to give a quick plug to the Discord. If you're watching the live stream, there is a link in the description for the Discord. Click that. Come to our Discord. Add the go and to the welcome section. Directions on how to fill that out are there. If you're watching this as a YouTube VOD, the link will be in the description. Again, we're always looking for new members for our group. If you have a team, we welcome new teams. If you don't have a team, we welcome new members to try and get you onto a team. We're a community that focuses on team 5v5 play, but we do have a few people that like to play solo queue, duo queue, and get together and just have some fun. We'd love to have you. Give us a click, follow, whatever it is you're looking for. And without further ado, we can pretty much get into here, Gio.
Yep, that sounds good to me, as we are about to finally end the spectator delay and get into this game. So we are finally ready to roll.
Gio, I have been informed by our superiors, by the people that the powers that be, that we need to change the title on our Twitch channel. I'm not sure if that needs to
so
be.
You might want to refresh that and take a quick look.
Okay, let me.
Hopefully got it working. So.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my promotion. I just got promoted. For those of you who don't know, I went from being a level 5 scrub to being a level 4 scrub in Phoenix League. We go up levels, or down levels, excuse me. We don't actually go up. So once you hit the pinnacle scrub level, which is level 1, you can, let me see here, let me refresh this. You can actually refresh pages without having to say it out loud at that point. I have this terrible habit of saying what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I type in, how about it, Gio? I type out messages and I say them out loud.
Yeah, definitely, you're guilty of that, so.
Oh, real quick, if we have viewers in the chat, I'm not sure if people are in the other channel right now or not, but if we do, I'm going to issue a challenge. I've been notified by my team that I say the word massive a lot. So in the chat, I want to see a count of every single time I say the word massive from the time that this gets to the 30-second mark. I'm not going to be saying it intentionally. I just want to see if it's true that I do say it a lot.
Just by the 30-second mark, that's it.
Well, no. We'll start the count by the 30-second mark, so I don't have 2 times I've said the word massive, and now I have 3. But, like, once it hits the 30-second mark of the game... Yeah, once it hits the 30-second mark of this game, keep a tally. Keep a tally. If you're watching the VOD, yeah, you can keep a mental tally. You won't have the chat. Oh, yeah, my name, and we forgot to plug ourselves, Gio. I am banned from Dota. Yeah, I got banned by about 2 years ago. Excessive toxicity. I came to League and found a home here with the toxic community. How about you? What's your deal?
I am level 98 Geodude, and I am forever abandoned in my PC box by my trainer, and it is a cold, dark, lonely place, so please send friends.
I understand Amumu's looking for friends. We'll cross the fourth dimension here. Add some mumminess to that box, and we'll help you out, man. Both of y'all need some friends.
Yeah, and plus, send a couple rare candies, please. So, off the start here, already looking, just very safe placements by both teams here. No one really seems to be doing too much of anything, not even really scouting each other out, so...
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. You don't see Shen and Maokai looking to get a deep board to see where their opponents are starting. It's just assumed that both teams are going to be starting at their respective bot sides. So I think if I have to give an early advantage here, it's to Alpha, in the fact that I feel like the Kings are assuming that they're going to be starting at blue buff, or red buff, excuse me.
Oh, that is, I believe, another thing that we'll have to count, too, is how many times you mistake red and blue buffs, yes.
For real, though, like, all kidding aside, Chad, I am colorblind. I mean, I know that we have
some cheese
we have a
already
fight
here.
level 1. The Karma Q goes down, the Empowered Q, they burn the flash from Vayne. She still has her heal. The Expunge was not actually used. Vayne popping that pot is going to be getting to lane with about 70% health after that pot wears off, giving the huge advantage to the early push lane that is Twitch and Karma. Twitch going in for another quick poke. Doesn't actually get much for it, though. Vayne at this point down to half health. That's terrible if you're Leona, because there's nothing you can do. If you go in, she's going to die. Takes another Q for her trouble, and Leona desperately trying to use this Relic Shield to heal up her carry.
And of course, going top lane, because Direct Camera likes to throw us up there every so often. Buck Wild on Shen, already at half health. He already had to pop his potion.
And he only has one because he went the Doran Shield start, which isn't a bad start on Shen. I don't want anybody to think that it is a bad start, but I know that I've seen some people start the Corrupting pot like this Jarvan did, simply because you want to sustain against a champion like Jarvan, who does pretty well against you early. But we do have a gank top lane. Maokai goes in, gets the root, the taunt lands, so King Kazama, after the Flag and Drag, is forced to come back. They don't have the damage to kill him, drop him to about 300 health. He will sustain with that pot, but he limps back into lane. Again, will sustain, probably back up to 60%. Actually, he pops all 3 charges, so he'll be up to about 90.
Yeah, it might be a little excessive. I know that even if you can get the health out of it, sometimes it is better to just save a charge or two and just sort of let time, heal yourself back up there.
Yeah, I agree. It seemed, something you just think about over experience. We have a mid lane, the dive from Husky. He gets the roots, and actually doesn't make much of a trade in favor of himself or Azir, both sitting about even 50% health. However, Azir is sitting about 50% HP, or mana, excuse me. Wukong is getting a back because of his... Oh, we have another fight top lane. Okay, Wukong takes a back early to get health. He is a very low HP jungler. And Leona trying to make waves down in this bot lane. Maokai is here, flashes in, gets the root. The exhaust goes down onto Leona. Leona flashes out, and the last auto attack pegs her. First blood for XVS on this Twitch.
Yeah, definitely. If you're No Limit Kings, it's not the start you want. You don't want Twitch, somebody who can carry games, getting that first blood. Definitely a good gank though on their end.
Unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation. Is Twitch can honestly solo carry games like this, and the fact that if he gets rolling and he has the rest of his team to put him in his backpack, he can do so much work from the back lines, from the front lines even, because of that stealth. The ambush is so strong in these kinds of games.
Yeah, definitely. Smart move by Dirty Magpie. Of course, he already had ganked top, but to try and get down their bottom lane, get an early gank there. Let that bottom lane know you're there and help get your Twitch some extra gold. He's coming back to lane with a BF sword to start with.
And Vayne hasn't backed yet. Looking at her gold, she does have 1,100 gold in her pockets right now. She's trying to get that 200 more, but Maokai is bot lane looking for the grasping roots. He does get it, actually doesn't get the Q because he's stunned, but the expunge does take her down. She goes back with 1,200 gold, is not going to be able to get that BF sword that she so desperately wants. So now she's faced with, do I sell the D-Blade and get the BF, or do I get other components? She decides to get components, and they're losing all ground in this bot lane.
Yeah, not the start that you wanted to get from the bottom lane if you're No Limit Kings. I mean, not entirely within your faults. I mean, just with that kind of jungle pressure with Dirty Magpie getting in there. That's all. That's all it takes to win some lanes, and that's, just those two ganks probably won't have to see him bottom lane the rest of this game.
And the only thing that you can hope for at this time is whenever Wukong finally hits that level 6, he's able to make some waves. We have an actual trade top lane. The taunt comes down, drops Jarvan to about 350 health, but no real damage is followed up. Again, this is a Shen, doesn't have much damage as far as fighting in 1v1 is concerned. Great gank assistance, though, if Maokai or even Azir, Prochet on this Azir, if he decides to roam up, again, great gank assistance, but not likely to make many waves until he gets at least a Tiamat.
Another important thing to note here, obviously we have some gold disparity in bottom lane, it's naturally with the kills, but take a look at that middle lane right now. The Azir being up massive amounts of farm right now against that LeBlanc.
And if you totally, even just looking at the gold, he is up a total of almost 1,000 gold over this LeBlanc. I am not sure if she was uncomfortable with the LeBlanc pick, or if that was a panic pick, or what that was. But you can see that LeBlanc is just being strangled at this point. It's not even choking; it's full on strangulation with Azir. Likely to probably draw a ban next game. Geo, I would be shocked if they don't ban this Azir.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, whether it turns out to be a good pick or not, no one wants to lane like that whenever you have less farm than your jungler.
And that's a sad but very simple fact. The jungler has almost 600 HP on this LeBlanc. LeBlanc, obviously a champion that scales very well with gold. One kill could be the difference between life and death. Wukong flashes in against Magpie on this Maokai. Doesn't actually get anything for it, and now he's caught out. Jarvan with the Cataclysm goes down top, and Wukong goes down to the Azir. The Emperor Divide comes down, but Husky gets out with the Distortion, launches all of the chains, and the barrier comes out. We've got blood all over the place. Now bot lane, Vayne and Leona looking to make waves. Twitch flashes, gets the expunge, but doesn't have the damage to kill Vayne as she has the heal. Now going on this Leona, has 5 stacks of the poison, but doesn't have the expunge to actually pop. And Maokai is looking to get a flank. He does not have his ultimate, but he does have not grasping roots, the arcane
Twisted Advance.
Twisted Advance, thank you. He does have Twisted Advance to drop tower aggro, is trying to 1v1 this Leona, who is level 5, does not have access to her ultimate. But whenever she does, obviously this bot lane is going to take a little bit of a change. Leona is at her most deadly whenever she dings 6. And then obviously later game, Magpie looking to start this dragon. Doesn't look like there's going to be much out of the Kings as far as retribution for this dragon.
Yeah, definitely an interesting game so far this early part of the game with, fights going down every single lane at the same time there.
And yeah, it just so much, and we've seen in this tournament, Gio, where we have Wukong coming in. He shows himself, doesn't actually go, he uses the ultimate and is taunted by Buck Wild. He shows himself before he gets out of the bush, which probably, I shouldn't even say probably, definitely alerted Shen to the fact that he was there, and probably changed the fact that was the difference between a kill and not a kill there. Real quick, for reference, the Wukong ulti is simply called Cyclone. I wanted to say the word Cyclone, but it wasn't coming to my head for some reason. I was thinking it was like Wuju style or something.
That would be Master Yi, but I just want to note, the Shen, unlike some other Shens, did not get Tiamat, not going for that Titanic Hydra yet so far, has armor. So that gank that went through basically didn't do as much as you might expect, and plus he still had his taunt and was able to get away by just dashing away.
Well, you have to oh man, Zir gets rooted up. Wukong is here, he's trying to go for the kill, doesn't actually get it. The Emperor's Divide pushes Wukong away, but he falls to the turret and Wukong gets the kill. Wukong's starting to get big here. Vayne deciding to go all in on this Twitch.
Well, they are
Leona flashes to get the stun. Twitch falls. Vayne, getting so much damage off this. Flashes the mastery, and Wukong is bought now to kill Magpie. This Maokai is very caught out. I would be surprised if they don't try to dive this. Vayne tumbles in. The solar flare comes down, doesn't actually launch, and Wukong just biding his time in this bush, waiting for the wave to get to the turret. Magpie uses the grasping roots to get some distance between himself and the enemy. He is pinned so badly into this bot lane, Gio.
Yeah, he's not given any space, but with his ear showing around there, he's able to at least, clean this up. And of course, No Limit Kings realizes, hey, there's not too much, let's not get greedy, we just got a good favorable exchange, let's go back, get our gold, get our items, and, start leveling things off here.
Yeah, and No Limit Kings have definitely started to show signs of life. Not that Alpha the Omega has been running away with this game, but it just seemed like they were making waves and there wasn't any response coming out of the Kings, finally showing that they have what it takes to actually put up a fight in the bot lane. Vayne coming up big with that kill on Twitch. The proactive flash from Leona before Twitch could get anything off, really. And interesting to note that Karma didn't exhaust in that fight either. She was zoned off by the Leona and couldn't get to the Vayne, or the ult from the Vayne gave her the stealth that she needed to get out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was not entirely expecting. Maybe I just made an assumption there that I didn't think they would be able to fight.
Have a fight top lane. The Cyclone comes down. Stand Aside comes down as well. Maokai is looking to go in, gets the slow, and the
Shen's ult was cancelled from the knockout.
What is it? Stand United. I said that earlier. Oh, okay. Leona goes in, but is getting burned down. They flash in for the Vayne, who goes aggressive. What a beautiful play.
Oh my.
Her. She flashes in, and she gets exhausted, but it doesn't matter. The damage is still there. The empowered Q from Karma is not enough to take Vayne down. They're looking to camp King Kazama, and they get him down. The Emperor's Divide comes down, throws him against the wall, and he fails the flag and drag. He also had Flash if he would have wanted to use that to get away. But either way, big plays coming all over the map. This Vayne getting huge, but with Alpha responding top lane, looks like they're going to get first tower, Gio.
Yeah, definitely. You could tell King Kazama was a little hesitant going towards that bush, and then he realized just as he walked close enough, he made a big mistake.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling whenever you know in your head you shouldn't go there, but it's like the Lee Sin kick with the Q lands, my mind's telling me no, and you take it anyway because you want to make that highlight reel play.
Yeah, what I was trying to say before was we thought bottom lane was going to be over once Twitch got those 2 kills, and I mean, No Limit Kings has shown their bottom lane is resilient. They came right back into it, and now they are up in gold, up in farm, up in kills. I mean, certainly a big turn of events there.
And that's a testament to the willingness of Dirty Magpie to give up time in his jungle in order to get his lanes ahead. Not that Krazer isn't ganking, but Magpie is making not even waves, he's making full-on tidal waves in this matchup, and Krazer gets taunted up by Shen. Wasn't expecting Shen, to be there, and flashes away. Flashes in retribution, but doesn't have it actually stick to this Wukong, and Wukong is able to heal up with the Hunter's Potion and go into his jungle to take these wolves. Actually, he doesn't decide to take the wolves. They're just focusing on attempting to... The Cyclone is about to come in. It is huge. The Cyclone is so big right now, but the Shen displacement field is not drawing any aggro. Crochet with the Emperor's Divide keeps everybody out. The Knight from Leona takes down Crochet on this Azir. The re-engage from Leona is there. Vayne is still... Actually, she does not have her ulti. She's looking to light up Jen. She gets one more auto, and it will do it. The Q from... Jarvan comes out and kills him. Suddenly, the Q armor shred from Jarvan is coming up huge, especially against the Shen, who only has armor right now.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a crazy fight there. I mean, the Emperor's Divide was, I thought, enough to really just
and the re-engage onto his Twitch. He goes invisible. Leona goes in as well, and the Condemn procs the ult, or the third stack of the Silver Bolts, but does not have the damage to kill, and instead Twitch simply runs away. Doesn't get any summoner spells for it, but it was a nice attempt. It was a good try to flashy play.
Yeah, at this point, I guess playing higher risk has been working out for No Limit Kings. I guess living up to their name, trying to live with no limits.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we have another attempt at Wukong to go in, but they see him and they get away. I think Wukong going in earlier without really any assistance and no items, to be honest either, really a testament to the fact that they're willing to go completely full throttle, and whether it works out or not. Vayne face checking, gets stunned up, is rooted, is taunted, and goes down. The Maokai is rooted, doesn't feel the need to pop the grasping roots. Wukong might be caught out here. Twitch is pumping him full of lead. The Shen taunt, he cannot move anywhere, and Dragon number 2 falls in favor of Alpha the Omega. Shen teleporting top to stop this push from King Kazama, who has amassed a level lead.
Yeah, strong presence there around the Dragon Pit lets them pretty much camp that bush and just wait for somebody to come by. It just so happens that it's the most dangerous member of No Limit Kings.
And unfortunately, that's simply a miscommunication between AD carry and support. At that point, you're screaming at your support. You need to be leading the way. Not that it's the support's fault, but a little bit better communication there, and something like that doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as the AD carry, you don't have to lead the way just because the Leona did not. It goes both ways. But
yes, yeah.
Well played by Alpha the Omega to realize, hey, no one really has vision around Dragon here on their team, so let's try and set something up.
Exactly, and they've been focusing vision on this bot lane very well. Azir, interestingly, electing to give all of this farm to the Twitch, saying that Twitch is going to be I would assume, the better late game carry. However, damage charts may or may not be interesting in the fact that I would say that this Azir is going to be popping out more damage than Twitch, but only time will tell that, Gio.
Yeah, it all really depends on how they end up setting up these fights. I mean, the fights could be over before Twitch can even be flying properly. I mean, with the amount of damage that Azir can spit out with the recent changes.
And we have Twitch picking up the Rift Herald. Leona dives in, gets onto the Karma, and Shen is in the backline, ulting on top of the Twitch, who is now lighting up the fight. We have two skirmishes here. Vayne is picking off Azir in the backside. Vayne comes up with the kill, flashes out, tumbles, and she is okay. Husky is now on the wrong side. You need to get out of there, my friend. Cannot gets expunged and falls. A 1 for 3. 1 for 3, excuse me, in favor of the Alpha, the Omega. They did get the Herald, and it is on this Maokai, who is not electing to use it on this tower. Instead, they're just going to take the tower, which is the smart decision. Baron is going to be up in less than a minute, and we have, let me see here, we have a Water Drake coming up, and I would estimate about 4 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Alpha the Omega, again, having superior control around the neutral objective there, with this one being Rift Herald this time. I mean, they had control wards down, and as soon as No Limit Kings shows up, they already had things... Oh, we have a disconnect. Okay, never mind. But, I mean, yeah, just superior objective control there, and as soon as No Limit Kings shows up, they already have the Rift Herald. They're able to fight because No Limit Kings are sort of around them instead of together.
Yeah, to add insult to injury, Azir right now has 7,800 gold, and LeBlanc has 4,000. He is up over an item against this LeBlanc. However, he built Berserker Greaves, and I'm not sure if that's the new thing or not. I don't know if, since he scales with attack speed, if that's actually a legitimate thing. I haven't seen it, but that's not to say that it's not Korean. I mean, the Koreans are running support Ezreal, so at this point they'll think of anything. But I myself have never seen this build.
Yeah, I mean, I can sort of see that. It really would depend. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. I mean, it's just like if you play Kayle. I know not too many people like to do that. She is a very fun champion.
Caught out by the stun, decides to flash in with the Cyclone active, but still falls to the Twitch, and they're going to get this bot lane power, Gio. I apologize for cutting you off.
Oh no, whenever action is on the screen, that's it's more important to follow that action. I mean, I was just making a comment about Kayle, so... She's about as exciting as you can think, but what I was going to say was Berserker Greaves versus Sorcerers, it really depends sometimes. I mean,
and Leona decides to re-engage, gets the Q blocked by the Shen field, and now Vayne is left to go to town against Pretty Magpie in the back. Shen taunts up Vayne, and Vayne pops the ultimate, goes invis, is able to re-engage, actually falls to Azir's soldiers here, and Husky is actually trying to put out damage here. Magpie comes up with the smite, and the kill is down to about 100 health. He falls to the Karma, actually, and you gotta think, man, if Husky had any more damage here, he'd be lighting people up. But he just doesn't have the damage to kill Karma. Karma had 200 health whenever Husky decided to engage, and she couldn't kill her because she's only sitting on one item, and Karma having this chalice is coming up big.
Yeah, in my opinion, that was not a very clean execution by Alpha the Omega, but they have enough gold that they can sort of impose their will. And, I mean, that was definitely, I mean, it could have gone a little bit better, but No Limit Kings was able to get, 3 of them out of that, even though, honestly, they could have gotten more if they had a bit more gold in this. So, I mean, that really, I think, tells a bit of the story right there.
And if you look across gold income right now, the only player on the Kings, that is ahead in gold over his opponent is the top lane in King Kazama. He is the only he's up 2 levels on Buck Wild, and he is up almost, let me see here, he's up almost 1,000 gold. Oh my goodness, they have Krazer caught out here, decides to go and gets the Cyclone, is actually lighting up, doing a lot of damage. Vayne, they are all stuck in the Cataclysm. Vayne is left to do her dirty work, comes up with a double kill for this Wukong, and Vayne is lighting these tanks up right now, running down Buck Wild. Again, level 12 to Jarvan's level 14. Vayne is level 12 as well. And just like that, we have serious Baron pressure, yes.
Definitely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is the fact that Krazer was able to go in and just
they need to peel off of this. Wukong isn't there. They don't have smite.
Yeah,
they don't have smite. And Azir is coming up big with the soldiers and the Emperor's Divide. The Shen taunt is big, and Azir with a quadra kill. Oh my goodness, things could not have gone any worse there for the Kings.
Yeah, they just went from a very good exchange to not being able to get this, but is Grazer going to steal this?
He does not steal it, but he does play a good guy. Wukong gives Prochet the pentakill, might be the first pentakill of the Season 3 Phoenix League tournament. I wish we were Korean casters because we would be screaming right now. Prochet!
Sorry, this actually started to go downhill, I think, what we were just saying, but either way, great plays all around there. I do think that was... The Baron call would have been nice, I think, but at the same time, they didn't peel off fast enough to sort of get at Prochet and the high damage dealing from Azir. I mean, you gotta respect the Azir damage at this point in time.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. I really do think that Azir is going to be dealing a lot more damage than this Twitch. Even though they're pumping all of their supplies into Twitch, I think Azir is going to come up big. Right now, taking this Ocean Drake, they have amassed 3 dragons. They're going to have the opportunity to kill at least 1 more, maybe 2 more elementals before the Elder Drake comes out.
Yeah, I mean, the massive... unfortunately, I'm not able to actually get the gold leads right now, or the gold numbers, but, I mean, Prochet, prior to that pentakill, had to have been sitting on a lot of gold already over his lane opponent. I mean, just the farm differential is massive.
Is the X key on your computer working?
So it is. I have just learned a new thing today, everybody. X will give me gold.
Mage just taught me that the other day. We're scrubs here. We're still level 4 scrubs. If you're Buck Wild, are you looking to engage here on this wave? Or are you just looking to slow play this?
Honestly, I would look to slow push this, and I mean, you have Baron buff, you might as well just take the turn slowly. Don't need to have an issue like before.
To go in. Vayne getting free poke onto Buck Wild, but he does have those 2 water drakes that are going to help him. Right now, there's 3 inhibitors down against the Kings. It seems like it's only a matter of time because not only are they 3 inhibitors... Oh, the Cyclone comes out, and right now, Leona goes in. Wukong gets lit up by the Twitch spray and pray, rat-a-tat-tat, I'm not sure what it is anymore, and Azir is just going off at this point, unchecked, left in the back lines, able to pop off, double kill for both Twitch and this Azir, and like you said, that is game in favor of Alpha the Omega over... Why can't I remember the King? Why can't I remember their
Kings,
name?
Man.
No Limit Kings, thank you. I got no limits on the amount of times I can remember their name.
So that was a crazy game, and I think we just had our first pentakill of the season. So you know, hey, this is an exciting game, guys.
Hold on, bring up the damage charts. Okay, so what was the prediction?
I believe you said the Azir would have the most damage in this game, and
okay.
You did you say massive amounts of damage?
I'm not sure. Did anybody here say massive amounts of damage? Did I say it at all? At this point, it doesn't. My sub got the first pentakill of the season. Dude, Buck Wild knows how to sub, and he knows how to pick up his. He knows how to pick up a team, put together an alternate team. If you're looking to get some players together, give Buck Wild, give him a call. He'll help you out. You know who to call. Who you gonna call?